Hey Steph, it is Neo here. I watched all of both of your VODs and I've picked the better one for us to watch because I think it's more learnable. So, there's a few things we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about a few of these things in the game, but one thing that I want to talk about beforehand is kind of, I really want us to be more damage forward, and I'm going to say this a lot during the VOD as well. But with Kiriko in particular, we can get into a pattern of like a full clip of heals, double shoot, and then another full clip of heals, and this will have the same uptime as just doing heals the entire time. Okay? So I want us to really get into this pattern of shoot, shoot, heal, shoot, shoot, heal, shoot, shoot, heal. And the last thing I want to talk about is with the final kunai, I kind of just did it, but not really. So let's get down to the last one. 3, 2, 1. You want to make sure that we actually reload, because if we're just healing right here, we don't actually reload ever. You see, we still at 0 kunai. So make sure that you let yourself reload, and then you can go back to healing. You know you've reloaded when the 15 in the bottom right goes back up. So that didn't reload. That does. So then you can immediately go back to healing. So you have to have that little pause in between your healing in order to make sure you reload your gun. Okay? So I've kind of talked about the shoot shoot heal, but I kind of prove it's the same. We can hold down both keys at the same time, and it'll do it for us, the shoot shoot heal. It's a little bit faster than I'm doing it, but I'm just doing it at a more realistic pace. I do switch between like actually clicking one button and clicking the other, because I think it's better for my aim personally. And then we reload, and then we can do it again. So this is the like ideal pattern. Holding down both buttons, but like I said, I think this is a lot harder to play with, and I'm fine with losing some uptime in terms of healing, just a little bit, to make sure I'm hitting my shots, because if the enemy's dead, this guy's not getting damaged. Okay, so let's go into your game, and because of this game in particular, we can be even more damage forward, and I will tell you why as soon as we load in. Okay. We just walked out of spawn here, so it's not that big a deal. So in this game in particular, we can be even more damage forward because we have this guy. So a lot of our teammates can already heal themselves. Mercy, yourself, Roadhog, Soldier. The only one who really can't is Sojourn, and she has enough mobility to kind of get out of situations for the Mercy to go and heal her. And because we are running a Mercy, it's with these heroes in particular, she really wants to kind of pocket them, more so the DPS. So that means that we can really just focus on healing the tank. And because our tank is Roadhog, he benefits from healing himself. He gets the damage reduction, he gets ult charge from it, he heals him, like he just heals himself, which means that if we do heal him, we're kind of denying him his own ult charge if he's at full health. We're really here to supplement his healing instead of be his main source of healing. I actually wouldn't be surprised in a game like this if the Roadhog out heals you, like flat out. But that'll be okay because that gives us opportunities to play more of an aggressive playstyle and get value from our damage instead of our healing. So right here we see they have a ball. It's kind of scary, but I still would want us to kind of go and play a more aggressive angle. So I would probably wall climb up here and then go over this way and try and possibly get some shots over here. It's fine if the ball comes and tries and hits you, because then you kind of divert his attention away from the rest of the team, and the rest of the team can get a better position to go and kill their team. And if we're right here, we could try and get some shots on this Life Weaver, we could get some shots on this Cass, shots on the Soldier, and if anyone pushes us, we can try and hide behind this wall, or if it comes to it, we can also go to the Soldier, or we can go to the Roadhog, or anyone in this area. That cleanse is okay. Not the best, not the worst. Again, some damage shots onto this Cass here. Ooh. Yeah, okay. That's why I'm kind of iffy on that cleanse, because if we had it there, the Sojourn wasn't under enough pressure for us. The person who hit her is over to our left, and these people kind of disengage at the same time, and the Mercy is on her, so I think we're fine just letting her take this damage. And then we can use that for ourselves to, when we get slammed here, we'd have cleanse to save ourselves. Because we could just cleanse early here and then he'd slam and we'd be fine. In general, it's nice to try and save one of your cooldowns for, like, escaping. Kiriko has 2 get out of jail free cards, so I don't always like using both of them. It's fine if we do. I'm also a big fan of using cooldowns. I find that people in lower elos tend not to. And this isn't a lower elo, it's just in general people tend to not use their cooldowns. But with this more aggressive playstyle, we are going to sometimes get caught out with neither of our cooldowns, and the ball could follow up if we're not too careful. So with knowing we have a ball, I think we can try and just TP to bail out of things, and then use our Suzu if we're still being pressured after that. I'm trying to think if there's one other thing I wanted to say about this. I think we're good. We'll just keep going. If I remember, I remember. Works out because we get rezzed. That was a fine attempt. I really don't mind it because our hog was crit and being pressured.
We have to meet their push and stop it.
This is fine, just damage shots in between here. I think we could have stayed at the angle we were at. Oh, I remember now. There's something I call the greatest Kiriko sin. And the greatest Kiriko sin is TPing in and Suzuing immediately. And there's a few reasons why this is the greatest sin. And don't get me wrong, there are times where you definitely have to do it. There's no doubt in my mind that sometimes you have to TP and Suzu in. But it is one of the most scary things you can do on Kiriko, because you don't necessarily know what is happening, what you're TPing into, and you're now suddenly using both of your Amort abilities, both of your get out of jail abilities, for and you just become very vulnerable. So, you haven't done it. I just remembered that is what I was gonna say a second ago. So there you go. I think you do it once and it's not even that bad in this game, so. This is all fine. I like this damage. We don't need to heal here. Now we can kind of reposition to a more aggressive angle. Other people are on the bot, so I would just go up this way and try and play up here, because then we can get some shots over that way, we can get some shots over that way. And this is so beneficial to our team to play in this more aggressive playstyle, especially against a ball. It's a little bit more riskier against a ball because he can very easily follow us after we TP. He can try and continue to do damage onto us. He's not going to always succeed, and I actually think most of the time he's going to fail. But if we draw the attention over this way and the ball, let's say, grapples in and tries to get us over here, he goes out over here and he pile drives us over here, we've suddenly gotten out 2 of his cooldowns. And if we TP in over here, and let's say he gets grapple back because it's kind of short, he's going to have to invest another cooldown in his adaptive shields because now you're in the middle of your team. So just trying to get out, like, oh, if the cast tries and throws the nade at you, his sticky, which she is right now, so we don't have to worry about it. If the soldier comes back and tries to helix you, like, all these things we're getting that's toward us is going to suddenly not matter because we're voiding it with 1 cooldown by TPing back to our team. And I will say that, like, an aggressive Kiriko playstyle is very beneficial to you for a very, very long time. Eventually, you are going to have to play in a bit more passive style if you keep climbing. But especially when you have Soldier, Roadhog, and a Mercy, there's just so much damage and so much healing that's already not from you that you can do this even more. This is how example of, like, how different team comps are going to affect your playstyle. Now we're the one on the bot, so it's a little bit different story, but yeah. I like these damage shots a lot. Even here on the soldier in the window would be good. This is all fine. We're spamming at the right level. I like that we bailed for the pile driver. I don't think we necessarily needed to Suzu there. I like your instincts for it, but I think we can be just a little bit more conservative with this because we have a lot of both. This is fine. I like combining with Hog ult. This is a Kiriko sin, but I really don't mind it because we kind of have an idea of what we're going into here. We're going into 3 of our team, essentially. And we're TPing into Critical Hog, and we're gonna be able to, he's also whole hogging, so anybody who's wanting to try to damage us in this area is just gonna die to the hog. So this is why I really don't mind the Kiriko in here. It's totally, like, it is cold and calculated. It is not made without, like, there is a reason you did it. It's not made without regard.
Hello. Hey there.
And it was very safe. It was a very safe Kiriko-san.
I'm here. Be healed. I'm on fire.
That's fine. Seeing a Roadhog crit is kind of like, seeing Roadhog critical is kind of like a lie. It's like seeing a Lucio critical. They're gonna get out. They're gonna be okay. But it was still fine because I think we could have just stayed up here and been a bit more aggressive. And now that we have this opportunity, we can try and maybe take a different space and be aggressive. It depends on who's going to be on the bot, but it looks like the soldier likes being on the bot. So I would even be tempted to go all the way over here, go up here and try and duel this soldier. And if we fail, we just stay close to the edge. We can even just fall out. And if he still chases us, we can go TP back to whoever's on bot. So we can just be very aggressive here, and if we push him down, then we can rotate up to here and keep doing damage shots over this way. So we can get a lot of aggression and get a lot of value from, like, even if you're not hitting your shots, this is what a lot of people don't know, is by playing more aggressively, you are forcing them to reposition, to be in a different spot than they want to. Because let's say you just hit 2 body shots on this soldier, he's at half health. Now he's going to force out heal pad, and he's actually already used it. So if you already used it and you hit 2 shots on him, he's going to have to disengage, and now he doesn't have this fantastic high ground position against our team anymore. A lot of the times, even missing your shots creates pressure on the enemy team, and they have to respond. It's kind of like don't peek the Widow, except it's suddenly like don't peek the Kiriko. I can't keep this high ground because Kiriko is there. This is fine. I look, yeah. So now that they have a Junkrat, we can, playing low ground is a little bit scary. I like where we are, but I would try and just TP, or just wall climb, just walk and wall climb up here. We get a little bit better shots on him, and if you feel like he's gonna hit you, we can even wall climb up here and try and hit shots in here, because now suddenly we have the high ground against him, and it's a lot harder to hit these shots as the Junkrat than it is for us to hit shots onto him. I wouldn't fully push him, I wouldn't go into the room, but I would take like a high ground angle here. Like even the high ground behind you could still be really good against where they're positioned right now, just to the left of you. This is fine. Heal your mercy. This is still fine. But yeah, all damage shots in between these shield shots too. And we're chilling. We create so much extra pressure on the enemy team. With Kiriko, it's not, I have to do this or this. It's, you can really do both. You can be both. When I hear that, I'd consider hiding, because I don't know where he is. I can see it now. We're fine, but I would probably just hide in that tunnel. And then here, we can go and take a more aggressive position on, like, this high ground over this way.
I'm with you.
Another thing to consider is when Roadhog lands a hook, which I haven't really paid attention because we haven't been with him that much. When he lands a hook and we have an audio cue that he does, try and throw, like, a shot right here, because that'll add an extra damage that might confirm this kill. Yeah, the Mercy has these people, so we can be more damage focused here. This is all fine. I'd like for us to take a high ground position, so either on top of this bus or the other high ground to our left. And then again, because we are Kiriko, we will not get punished for positioning aggressively. And I actually don't even think either of those positions are too aggressive. That's fine, it happens. So don't be afraid to try different high grounds and see what happens, and then you can learn as you get used to these maps, like, oh, I went there too early, this high ground isn't as good as I thought it was, I went there too late and everyone had already repositioned. Another thing to think about and consider that I haven't really brought up yet is when to ult. You have several good combo targets for your ultimate. Best examples are, I would say, Roadhog and Soldier. I really, really love Fox Pfizer. I think it's such a good combo. I think it's actually one of the most broken combos in the game. But still trying to combine it with Roadhog is also fine. So I don't know if you want to coordinate with these people. If you ever do, I really don't mind what you did previously where you saw the hog ult and then we ulted. That's also fine. Just be very cautious of the cascading ult effect. So now that one person is ulted, another person is ulted in the enemy team, somebody else could easily ult right here because they feel the momentum happening. Yeah. I have pre-watched this. I did not recall that happens. So that was just luck. But yeah, this is the kind of cascading ult effect, because now we've used 3 ults on our team. I think we could have gotten away with just 2, and then we can try and maybe save for Fox Pfizer, or, I mean, Fox Valk isn't really a thing, but 2 support ults is still a lot of pressure on the enemy team. And they're gonna have some ults coming up on their team as well. It's not a big deal. It's like I said, it's the momentum. You feel the momentum of like, oh, there was an ult in the enemy team, and then there's an ult on my team, and then there's another ult on my team, and it's something I know is a good combo because we've done it previously, and I know also you do it later. But it's iffy when that's the last ult we have. I think we kind of wrapped up the team before then, so it's a lot of like, it's like that math meme. A lot of moving factors. I like this. I like that we're pressuring the Life Weaver. A lot of people don't even do that. This is a moment where I want to still reload. There we go. Yeah, we just canceled a reload 3 times there. This is already lost. Luckily we got 2 more ults out of them. So, there's no guarantee we would have won this fight if we did have 1 more ultimate. I can tell you that they won that fight because they did invest a lot of ults into that fight. And I don't know if 1 ult would have changed that, in all honesty. It sucks that we just didn't have anything to counter with. But one thing to also think about with Fox is how much faster your team will suddenly start building ult with Fox. We can output more damage. You can output more healing. And our cooldowns tick down faster, which means we get even more damage out for Fox. So sometimes I think, I don't always like it. I like combining it with another ult more. But in a situation, we can also use it as an ult builder. So if we Foxed here and we still lost the fight, it would have been in a position where maybe we're like 70, 80 to some of these ults. We have Visor instead of not having it. And we did invest Valk into that fight, so it wouldn't have been the only ult used. But yeah, something I like to think about.
Hello. That was hi. I'm here. Ultimate's charging.
I'm gonna mention this, and this is it's just kind of random, but I feel like more people need to know this. You don't have to spam a button in Overwatch. You can just hold it down, and the second it comes available, you can do it again. So if you were like holding Swift Step here and you were like looking over this way, the second it comes, you can immediately TP to them. And the same thing is true when you're leaving spawn. If, let's say, you just rezzed in and you're just holding shift and you just like put your crosshair a little bit closer to her, it immediately TPs. So if we like tried to walk this way and like we're just holding shift, we could I think this is way too far, but it's just something to note that in Overwatch you don't have to spam keys, you can just hold them down. And that's with all cooldowns. I can't think of one that doesn't work like that. For a while Swift Step didn't work like that, and then they changed it as a quality of life thing, and I'm so glad. I like that we stayed this side. A lot of instincts to TP there. Ooh, so big. So massive. I would maybe even watch Mercy for this res here on our team. Yeah, your team should have let her res. Big cleanse. I like it. And then here, we can try and just take some time to rotate up this way. And this will let us get, again, a more aggressive position on their backline. But I also hear, like, shots being shot at us this way, and there's no real natural cover for us to hide in the position we're in right now. So if this guy just starts hitting his shots a little bit, I think we're in, like, we're gonna be forced to TP, versus if we're over here and this guy starts hitting his shots a bit, we just go over this way and he can't see us anymore. And then we can get our natural regen up, and then as that's going, we can peek him if we want to. So this is more of like a, I'm a little bit scared because of the lack of natural cover, then I want us to position aggressively here. Good shots. This is all fine.
My gift to you.
Oh, we cancel our reload twice. 3 times. 4 times. Okay, there we go. Nice. Very good. I like us being up here. Ooh, this is scary. Yeah, it's fine. That was just lost. Could we have... Wait, why are we... Okay, I don't know why it's not showing. I'm just looking at like the whole team's positioning right now. Yeah, this is just our team needed to group up problem. I don't mind it on our Roadhog's part because we've like pushed the bot all the way to here, so this next fight's gonna be in a much more advantageous position than if he didn't push the bot. But that was a 2v5. Like, it's not your fault. You were pushed into a 2v5. So again, if we're holding shift right here, the second it is available. Nice.
Hey.
Enemy team is pushing forward. Good to see you.
I've got you.
Need that robot back. Pronto.
Heroes never die.
Let the kitsune.
Ooh, TP. Oh my god. Terrifying.
Let the kitsune guide you.
At work.
So now in terms of ult economy, they've used, the enemy teams use Nano. We're currently using Valk. Then they use Whole Hog. I'm just thinking if we need to save for a combo here, or we can just kind of cascade ults. I think we can just cascade ults. It's not that big a deal here because they have a lot they'll use. It's just a really big ult fight. I think ulting that way would have been a little bit better. I think that's hard to know at the very moment you're getting pressured here, but possibly. This is fine. I would just avoid TPing in for now. It's big. Yeah, it's unfortunate. They really pushed us away from our ult and away from our mercy, so that's something to be aware of when you're getting whole hogged, is that they can push you just and your whole team away from the ult. But I think you played okay. The only thing we could have maybe done to survive is if you were feeling bold. The second after we get hooked, we can try and get some Amort frames, or we can try and just TP to our mercy, and then she'll heal us and just completely bail on our hog. I don't think any of those things are bad. If we TP to our hog, we have some Amort frames, but the problem is we're not going to have enough health. We're still going to die similarly. We could maybe try and hide over here. I think the play is trying to TP to one of these people, preferably to mercy. But that's hard to know at the time. Do you get rezzed? You do. This is all fine. Nice.
Like a gentle rain.
Oops.
Hey there. My duty is being done. Guys over.
I like this positioning. I think we could have just walked here instead of TP, but we're gonna get it back in 2 seconds, so it's fine. I like this damage.
Soothing your wounds.
This is chill. I like that we use TP instead of cleanse as well. But now I want us to try and position somewhere aggressive again. Woo! Nice try. So this is just hard because, like I said, here we're lacking some natural cover. So after we TP, I would even consider, like, there's no window. There is a, no, there's no window over here. like maybe going over this way and trying to go that way, or we don't have TP, so it's really like we could try and go in here and go for like a wild flank over this way. This is, like I said, this is pretty wild. I'd probably go over this way and try and go up these stairs, or just climb up this wall and go through this window and then be over in this position, just again for a mix of natural cover and aggression. We're in a very resable spot, but our hog's gonna die. Yeah. So this fight's just lost. It's not your fault. They also had ults.
Time to get clever.
Like, I think we were down soldier. They popped visor. They have a bastion now, which makes this a lot harder. Your team needs to just regroup. Oh, it's big.
Got this
Nice.
completed. Be
This could be
healed.
scary.
Ultimate's charging.
Good. Get some damage shots in. More damage. I really like our Kiriko aim too, honestly. Like, a lot of the times we're spamming at the correct angle. This is fine. I'd maybe save for nade instead. Yeah, but it's still okay. It's weird that that wall time couldn't work. I like these damage shots a lot. And I also like that we disengaged the way and why we did. That's also a really big Suzu. Your tank is still gonna die. Yeah, it's not your fault. Try and pocket the heck out of your soldier here. Yeah, not much you could have done there. The trap plus the nano plus the hog, your soldier was gonna die. So now our team just needs to regroup. In these situations, in OT, it's very, very easy to panic. The thing is, we just need to stay calm for a bit and then think about an ult combo, especially with Kiriko. And the ult combo that's going to win this is the one we did earlier, Fox, Hog. Meat grinder, that's what people call it. So we should make sure we save our ult for this, make sure we save it with him. This should be big and win the game, because they don't really have much to counter it. Even here, some damage shots onto this high ground. Killing this turret or something along those lines. He'll shoot. This is fine. I would even just stay up there. Because if we stay up there and we see, I would just be also watching this hog's ult charge the whole time. Like crazy. If you're willing to talk to him, you can ask him to tell you when he has it available. We could stay up here, try and get some damage shots in, and then if we get a little bit more dicey, obviously we can just hide behind this cover. We could just fox from up here, and then the fox will have a little bit path here, and then it will path like over this way. And we can stay up there the whole time, and then we'd have fox damage and healing speed. So we could just try and like do some damage over this way. If we get pressured, we can just hide till we get our regen, then we can go and do it again. So that high ground was a pretty good position. This is fine. We want to make sure this hog lives because he's our win con. We got to make sure we live because we're also the win con here. It's fine. Yeah, this is also where I'm like, this position is just a little bit scarier because it lacks more natural cover. We could try and push over to the right a little bit, but if they take over to this left side, it's much harder. I'm so lucky you lived. Your Suzu also heals you for 50, if I recall correctly, so don't be afraid. In that situation, I probably would have Suzu'd myself. Now we hear him on the top left. We're back in that good position. Again, we can just fox over, straight across, and then we'll have some fox on this high ground still as well. And now that the hog has ult, I would especially do it.
Let the kitsune guide you.
Big cleanse. But I think we can do this from a high ground as well, and then we're in less danger. And our ult combo wins the game. Big. Yeah, if he lands a hook, just do a damage shot. Don't even bother healing him. Big. Like I said, your ult combo flat out won the game. Very good. So yeah, especially if you're running something that has like 2 people who can heal themselves already on the team, obviously not including the other support. Like if both DPS can, like you're running Reaper May, or if you're running like Hog, who else can heal themselves? Soldier, like we were here. Sometimes even Sombra or Tracer, because their abilities are so get out. They can also essentially heal themselves because of how their kit works. We can play in those more aggressive angles, even more aggressive. We can still play aggressive angles in every single game, regardless of who they are. But with those things in mind, like, oh wait, Tracer doesn't need as much healing as, say, a Cass would or a Bastion would. Then we can take those more aggressive places. And Mercy's also really good about healing some of these other people, so that makes it even easier for us to flank, get away with it, and come back in, and then do healing if we need to. So I hope that helps you. Feel free to request another one anytime, and bye.